Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is my thoughts and commentary on Kanye's West's visit to the White House to meet with Donald Trump. I must say, I was really saddened and really disturbed by this whole situation, and the reason is because it's obvious for me that this is not the Kanye that I grew up in, that I grew up with, nor the Kanye that I fell in love with. I mean, Kanye, came from great stock. I mean, he's from the South Side of Chicago, just like so many greats like R. Kelly, Quincy Jones, Jennifer Hudson, Minnie Riperton, Dinah Washington. So many great black, eccentric talents, came from the same place as him. Him being one of those geniuses that came out. And not only that, he had a wealth of a mother. His mother was a college professor, so he's very intelligent and very knowledgeable. But to see him do this act just really shows how far Kanye has fallen. Not just as far as his not just as far as music, but mainly as far as his way of thinking. I mean, at one point he was very militant and was very outspoken, and he still is, but now the narrative has changed. And I really attribute it to the fact that this man is still grieving the death of his mother. There's nothing that can replace a mother's love. I mean, even for myself, my grandmother was like a mother to me as well, because my grandmother raised me along with my mom. So losing my grandmother definitely left a hole that can never be replaced. And the same thing goes for him. I mean, even though I still have my mom, my grandmother was that other parent. And definitely and I was very close to my grandmother too. I mean, me and my grandmother were thick as thieves. So losing her definitely changed me. And it definitely hit me very deeply. And I still deal with it day to day. And so does my mom, because, my mom, is the only living child of my grandmother's, because both of my uncles have both died at the age of 48. So I can relate to Kanye, because I think one of the main problems is that due to the fact that he had such a major loss, and then on top of it, you're now in the realm of Hollywood, you're in the realm of the entertainment industry. You got a lot of people around him that are probably not meaning very good to him. Because one thing that's going to keep you on the right state of mind is that you got to have the right people around you that let you know when your stuff stinks. That checks your ego and helps you to navigate, that helps you to navigate through life in an honest way. And this is not, me trying to bash Kanye, but then to say that but me really calling on the fact that Kanye needs help. He needs serious help. I mean, he has admitted that he does suffer from bipolar disorder. But then the one thing that he's definitely said in this meeting that really bothered me was he was saying that most black people are Democrats because of welfare. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. Because I know the main reason why blacks are Democrats mainly is because of Franklin D. Roosevelt and the New Deal. The Super TVA, the Hoover Dam, pretty much what FDR was one of those quintessential presidents that literally changed the game in America, not just as far as creativity, but as far as money management and economics. He literally created jobs and created, a working America that had just been literally, devastated. An America that had been literally not only been tore down, but literally wiped out after the Great Depression. And because of this, working, environment that he created, we were able to defeat the Nazis in World War II. So This is where blacks became a part of the Democratic Party, because it was a new deal, and the new deal not only benefited blacks, but it benefited mainstream America. Because before that, the Democratic Party was the party of the Ku Klux Klan. And at first, most blacks were Republicans. Definitely after the Emancipation Proclamation that freed the slaves. But what he was also saying too was that, that slavery, was still somewhat a part of the Constitution. It was still kind of, it still was kind of ingrained in the development of this country. Even though the Emancipation Proclamation, slavery really didn't end with that. And somewhat, as far as an economic practice, it ended, but still the bigotry and the racial hatred continued. So in that aspect, I could see where he was coming from. But then he was talking about me wearing this hat gives me superpowers. You make us look good because you're our president. If you don't look good, we don't look good. And to some degree, is being a commander-in-chief, yes, you represent the American people. But is he honestly representing us in the most effective way? And as far as I know, he hasn't really done anything for the black community. As anything, what we've seen from Trump is that he's doing everything he can to dismantle everything that Barack Obama, did. And I think Trump was put in there pretty much as a reaction to Barack Obama, because Barack Obama did try to do a lot for the middle class. He definitely did try to do a lot as far as creating free healthcare and making healthcare accessible to all humans. Because without health, there is no work, there is no productivity, and there is no new shift. Because if people can't afford healthcare, how can they work effectively? So really, it was just sad seeing Kanye in this light, because this was the person who blatantly said after Hurricane Katrina that Bush doesn't like black people. Somebody who is blatantly honest is now being seen shuffling and dancing, for Donald Trump. You kind of have to question, where is the narrative? Where is this all coming from? And I think what they're doing is that they're using Kanye as pretty much the face to kind of win the blacks back over to Trump. Because there were a lot of black people who I know that voted for Trump and told me they voted for Trump because they were fans of him on The Celebrity Apprentice and that he loves money. But at the end of the day, does he love you and does he love your community? No. I mean, it's plainly obvious where Trump stands. And we actually know who really wanted him in office. Pretty much middle America. So, and that was really where his whole campaign was geared towards. Middle America, we're going to make America great again. To tell you the truth, America is great because of not only the black race, but also all of, the races who have added to through the physical and economic development of this nation. One, black Americans, but then also the Latinos, the Puerto Ricans, the Asians. There's so many of us who have contributed to the wealth of this nation, and it's like a good portion of us don't even get none of the benefits. And that's what needs to change. The whole discussion of American politics and American way of life needs to shift where it becomes equal to everyone. And for someone to say that we're all equal, we definitely can tell in reality, yeah, that's great on paper, but is it being practiced in reality? No. And that's what needs to change. And my whole take on Kanye is that Kanye needs to get a grip. And personally, I think he needs to get different people around him who are going to tell him like it is. Because when he came out with that statement that slavery is a choice, the guy from TMZ went in on him. And I was glad that he did, because he was saying that, that was not only highly disrespectful to our ancestors, but it was disrespectful to me as a black man to hear you say that. like we were forced to come here and forced to work for free. But yet that slavery element still exists right now. You know, because really at the end of the day, slavery is not about money. It's really about being locked into a system where you have no control, and you're made to, you're conditioned to work against your will, even though it's adding no real morale or merit to your life. You know, because you're supposed to work because you love it and because it gives you fulfillment. You're not supposed to work where someone else is getting all the benefits and you're getting nothing out of it but pain and misery. And we kind of still see that slave element happening right now with corporate America and many other job ventures where, yeah, you're getting a paycheck, but yet you're a slave to that paycheck. You know, where even though you hate your job and you hate everything about it, you're forced to go there every day. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, we want to kind of create a society where we're giving people not only choices but freedom to expand and develop themselves to their fullest potential. And that's the kind of country that we should be doing. You know, that we need to change the face, and that's what needs to happen. You know, even thinking about a few years at the NAACP Image Awards, where they gave Harry Belafonte a Lifetime Achievement Award along with Sidney Poitier, and he even stressed we need to come together and change the system, because this system no longer works, because there's still some of those same negative elements from the 1960s that are still implemented in today's political climate. And due to the fact that, you know, there are, you know, the black race has definitely grown since then. You know, how the Latino race, the Mexican race, the, you know, Asian race, how we all have contributed to the development and survival of this nation. We need to be included and seen as equals and not as second class or third class citizens. You know, it should be equal across the board. And, you know, there needs to be a change in the way that the American structure has been set up. And there's definitely, you know, mobilizations out there that are leading the charge to change the system. Not only that, but to also change the economic structure where we can create jobs and create opportunities for our people. I mean, the unemployment rate is insane. You know, and it's insane because it's not that people don't want to work, it's just that people are not finding work that's meaningful to them. Because at the end of the day, if you're working for a paycheck, you are a slave. If that's all you're there for. You should also do the work because it fulfills your life. It gives you purpose. It gives you the drive to get up every morning to actually, you know, go and work and be a positive influence to others. So work can't be just about money. And if you're working just for money, it's pretty much a tragic situation, because you're going to always never give your all because you hate what you do. So pretty much what I have to say about this whole situation is that America is not great, and Trump's way is not going to make America great again. It's literally going to set us back about 300 years. And in this society, how we have expanded and grown and have elevated, even as far as accepting, you know, not only the black community, not only the Puerto Rican community, the Latino community, the Mexican community, but also and also the African community, but also the LGBTQ community as well. You know, we live in a world that has expanded, and we have become, you know, more open and more liberal, but that also has to transcend, you know, in policy as well as economic development. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments, or you have your own thoughts or ideas in regards to this situation, definitely share your thoughts. I'm all open for that. But let's keep it positive and let's keep it honest, and don't get disrespectful, because your boy Kenny don't play that. and that definitely is not allowed on KRS TV as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just letting you know now. But that's what I have. Definitely get down in those comments and let me know what you think. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social networks. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll definitely be back with another thoughts and commentary soon. So until next time, everybody, take care.